Well, I just got out of the shower. While I was having a shower, I was thinking about all the times that I had to decide what was more important. Leaving my tent to go to a resource, to go shower, or stay with my tent, because if I leave my tent, by law will come the city and find my tent and throw it in the garbage. Or, there's people with addictions that, regardless if they have addiction or not, there's thieves everywhere, and they come as soon as you leave your tent and steal everything you have, all your clothes. Now you have no clothes to wear. They'll steal your tent. It's happened to me a bunch of times. I had money saved up that I went to go have a shower. I come back, my tent's gone and all my clothes are gone. I just bought $200 worth of clothes. I just bought a $200 tent, and now I have to do it again the next day. So I would do that again. And, I used to pack my tent up every single day with a huge duffel bag full of clothes and a backpack on my back. And I got this big ass duffel bag in a fucking tent, and a backpack that weighs 40 pounds, my whole life on my body. And I got to walk 40 minutes into town and 40 minutes back to where I'm trying to hide so people don't steal my tent and steal all my clothes, just to have a shower. Now, if everybody had to do that just to have a shower, eventually you would just stop having showers, because it's too physically demanding in order to do something like that. It's too much anxiety, stress, and too much physical demand on the body. Over a week or two, your body starts to deteriorate and decay, and you lose energy, you burn out, you crash and burn, you drop the ball and everything along with it, and then your stuff just ends up getting stolen again because you're so tired that you don't want to pack your tent up and get all your stuff, but you have to go find somewhere to eat and somewhere to shower. So you leave your stuff, it gets stolen again. This is how you get trapped into a cycle of homelessness. And this is somebody that has no drug addiction, and I wasn't struggling with no drug addiction or alcoholism or anything like that. But people will blame the individual and say, oh, it's your fault, you're lazy. Just wake up every day in your tent and go to work, right? Go get a job. Okay, well, if I have two options. I leave my tent, because there ain't no packing that thing up with a 50-pound duffel bag, maybe 60 pounds, full of clothes. Okay, your whole life, all your documents and everything else in it. And packing your tent every single morning and carrying 50 plus 40 pounds plus everything else, walking for 40 minutes, or even taking the bus. There's no point of even taking the bus, because the distance is bottom line is, it's exhausting. And most people think, oh, I could do that. No, you can't. You'll find out pretty quick what you're made out of when you end up in a situation like that. You will crash and burn. You will fall to pieces, and that's how it works. And again, two options. You leave your tent, everything gets stolen, because packing it every single day and carrying it every single day is no longer an option. It doesn't work anymore. It's exhausting. You will not have the energy to work and do that every single day. We're all human, okay? We're not Superman, and we're not all physically I'm not some, you know what I mean? Like some, like on steroids, friggin' muscle head psychopath that can just, some fucking militant soldier that can fucking do that shit. And most people that are homeless are already emotionally, physically, and mentally broken down in every aspect of their living being. So it's impossible to do that. So anyways, I would have to choose. Potentially lose all my shit and have nowhere to sleep because the shelters are full and they won't even give you a blanket when you ask them for one when it's full. Or I go to services, I eat, and I have a shower. So every day I had to risk losing my tent, and I did. And I had to spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. The only hundreds of dollars that I have that I needed to save up for a place. Do you understand now why people can't get out of homelessness? It sucks you in, and it sucks all your resources and all your energy and all your mental capacity to the point where you do nothing but crash and burn. And if I had any type of an addiction problem or alcoholism, just might as well call it quits. You're just gonna fucking buckle and go right to the drug, right to numb the pain. The fact that the reality is the system is built in such a fucking way that there's no way to prevail. and go get a job at McDonald's, go get a job at Tim Hortons, go get a job, you know what I mean? Not everybody can fucking do that, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that shouldn't be the only options, especially if they're generating $100 million plus a year around homelessness, addiction, and mental health. How come you guys can't create a program and realize that these are issues for homeless people and create some type of stability for them, or a program or an employment opportunity for homeless people to not have to worry about stuff like that so they can get out of homelessness? They won't do that. Of course they won't do that, because they need homelessness to stay the way it is, so that way they can continuously raise funds and generate millions of dollars every single year, so they can pocket it and put a very small percentage towards the cause. And the homeless guy is not even affected by that in any way. It doesn't do anything for us. So the whole thing's a hoax, and everyone's blaming the homeless guy. You don't even realize what's happening. So anyways, I would have to eventually give up on being able to go eat and have a shower, and I would starve for days to stay with my tent so I don't lose all my clothes and all the money I just spent buying a tent every other week. Because the shelters were full of bed bugs, people that are literally smoking meth in the bathroom, doing needles. You think I want to look at people do needles? You think I want to look at people overdosing and dying in front of me? You think I want to be itching and scratching all night, you know, in a dorm with 30 other men that I have to pay $600 a month for at the Salvation Army? Bro, there's obviously something wrong, and it's not with the individual. I found out pretty fast that there was no way out of homelessness, even for a sober guy. So I already knew that the dudes on drugs were fucking beat. They're fucking toast. I was like, fuck, they're dead. As far as I'm concerned, there's no fucking way out for them. They built this whole fucking thing like that on purpose. Literally on purpose. So you cannot, there's no fucking way you're getting out of homelessness. Don't even matter if you're sober. I spent 7 years in homelessness and just accepted defeat because that's how hard it was. And there's no way. Because if you go to work, say if I woke up in a tent, or, okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the shelter first. When I first came out, I'm thinking, yeah, I'm just going to get a job. I'll go to the shelter. I'll get a job. I'll get a place. No problem. I got no references. I have no family, no parents, no connections, no work experience, really. You know what I'm saying? And, okay, so I'll go to a temp agency and I'll work for 2 weeks. You know, every day you make $100 a day. $100 a day. Okay, cool. You would have to spend almost more than half of that every day just to live. You know, the food at this. Okay, let's start from scratch. So I show up. I get to a Salvation Army. First of all, I ended up okay, there's 3 shelters out here. There's Rock Bay, there's our place, and there's the Salvation Army. Okay, Rock Bay it caters to drug use. So everybody's on drugs. Everybody's using inside and outside. There's shopping carts. There's garbage everywhere. There's needles all over the place. People tweaking, freaking out. There's no way you could be at peace or at ease. It literally makes you mentally and physically and spiritually sick to be around that. So you start there. You know what I mean? And then you're like, okay, this is fucking crazy. Like, this is nuts. This guy's smoking meth. This guy's overdosing. That guy's sticking a fucking needle in his vein. This guy brought a shopping cart in. This guy's fucking punching someone else. This guy's screaming and won't shut the fuck up. So you're like, how am I supposed to sleep here? It's dirty. The showers are fucking dirty. I'm going to catch a flesh-eating fucking disease from being here. So then you're like, this ain't an option. There's got to be another shelter. So then you go to our place. And they're like, oh, well, we serve food here and sometimes we have MAP programs. I'm like, okay, what the fuck is the MAP program? Okay, well, you can come here every night at 8 o'clock and try to get on the list to get onto the MAP program. So I might not get in. Yeah, sometimes, you know, it's full and you might not be able to get in for weeks, you know? And I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do? Okay, so I try that. I go there at night. I'm tired at this point. I'm fucking hungry. I'm exhausted. I'm already exhausted. I'm already fucking tired. And I'm just like, fuck, how am I going to work at this point? Already. I'm already fucking I can't believe this shit is happening. You know, and then they're like, sorry, we're full. So then I'm like, oh, fuck. Now I just fucking wasted. I came here instead of maybe trying to find another shelter, and now it's already 8, 9 o'clock. So now I'm like, fuck, there's one left. Let's go to the Salvation Army. I go there. They're like, sorry, the way this works is you have to come here every single day for a week and add your name to the list, and then you can get in. I'm like, how the fuck does that make any sense? I'm like, I need somewhere to sleep. You know, I need somewhere to eat. Oh, well, we can only feed the people that are staying here. We don't have food for people that don't have a bed here. And I just left our place. I already missed dinner. I'm fucking running around trying to figure this shit out. I already missed all fucking 3 meals that you can get out in the city. So I'm already starting off rough. You're already fucked, you know? And then I'm like, but I don't understand why I would have to come here every single day, even if you have a bed open, just to put my name on a list, to then get in potentially if that bed doesn't get filled at the end of the week. They're like, well, this is just how it works. This is how the system works. You know, it basically shows my dedication that I need a bed that bad to show up every single fucking day at 1 p.m. for a fucking week to apply for a bed that by the time that week's up, they're like, sorry, there's no open beds, but we'll give you a call when one opens up. Never called me. At this point, you're a week in. Every single fucking shelter, everybody's on fucking meth. Everybody's got fucking scabs and shit they're picking and needles and shit. Everyone's fucked. You're in a situation where now somebody's trying to steal my shit and I gotta punch their fucking face off. And then now it gets worse. Now you might go to jail, you know? And then you got the staff at the shelters that are just automatically fucking like rude to you for no reason. I haven't even said nothing to this bitch and she's already giving me an attitude. Okay, maybe they're fucked up from being around this shit too. Okay, well then find a different career. Find a different job. If you can't handle this shit, why the fuck are you here in the first place? If you're gonna take out your anger and your fucking whatever you're going through out on the fucking people that are even worse than you, you're getting paid to be here, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So it's a fucking nightmare, right? And then you're just like, okay, I'm gonna die. Like, I'm hungry, I haven't been able to shower, I can't find any of these resources that they say, oh, there's so much resources and so much programs. I'm like, okay, where the fuck are they? You know what I'm saying? You can't work if you have nowhere to sleep. First, I need somewhere to sleep. Then I need to shower. Then I need to catch up on the fucking 3 days of food that I haven't eaten. Okay? And then maybe I can get my energy back and we'll think about how I'm going to go out there and get a fucking job. Okay? But you never get to that point. It just keeps sucking the life out of you all the way through until you fucking die. Or you just give up and start fucking smoking meth with everybody else. That's why there's homelessness in Victoria, BC. That's why nobody can get out. And it's all by fucking design. And I have proof. Okay? And they're generating hundreds of millions of dollars per year in Victoria, BC. I have financial statements. Okay? I know how much money they're making. I know how much the Salvation Army is making. I know how much they get from the government. I know how much the costs are versus how much they generate versus ROI, okay, versus profit margins. I know everything. Because you know why? I've been out here for 10 years trying to fucking investigate this and figure it out. Why the fuck are you guys doing this, but you're claiming to be here to help the homeless? And I'm a sober homeless guy and I couldn't get out of this bitch. Yeah, well, there's nothing wrong with me because I came out here wanting to work, get a place, and fucking have a life. And you destroyed my fucking life. Okay, the same fucking little bitch-ass fucking organizations and fucking shelters that claim here to be there, buddy, they're capitalizing. They go to the community and they raise fucking $30,000, $100,000, fucking $1 million, $2 million. They pocket all of it. You go to the front desk, I'm like, hey, you guys got anything to eat? Sorry, we only got some bread and some fucking bagels. Okay, do you got a pair of socks? Oh, we don't have any socks right now. Okay, but you guys charge all the homeless people here, and there's fucking 3-4 dorms. You charge them $600 a month off their fucking welfare and disability checks, and even the guys that are trying to work, okay, that keeps you trapped there. If you got to pay rent to live in a shelter with 30 other fucking men in a dorm, that fucking stink, that smell, that are on drugs, that are fucked up, okay, how the fuck am I gonna sleep? People are stealing my shit and fucking tweaking out in the corner all fucking night, rocking back and forth, screaming, and fucking people punching each other out and shit. And I can't sleep and go to work like that. It's fucking impossible. And I gotta pay you $600 a month. So I counted all the beds up in all the dorms, and it came to just under. It was like $28,500 per month that they're generating off these beds, off of the fucking welfare and disability checks and the fucking job money that people are working, trying to get the fuck out of there, and they got to pay $28,500 a month. That was like fucking 5 years ago. Okay, they make more now. It's more. Okay, bro, this is fucking insane. You wonder why there's people that are homeless and they can't get out, and you're fucking going get a fucking job, you loser. Buddy, you guys have no fucking idea, because you ain't never been through it. You have no fucking clue what's going on. And when I figured it out, it was a fucking nightmare. And I was like, no, this could never happen by accident. This could never happen by accident. They're doing this shit on fucking purpose, and why would they do that? What's the benefit of that? It costs money to run all these fucking places. Well, I had to further investigate that too. So the food that they get is donated, so they don't have to pay for food. It's donated, and it's expired food that gets thrown out from the fucking stores that can't sell it by the Health and Food and Safety Act at a certain point, so they throw it out. Instead of throwing it out, they give it to the fucking Salvation Army. The Salvation Army fucking sits there for a week, and then it gets served to the people. After that, eating that for a couple months, you start getting sick. You start having health problems. You start having colon issues. You start having fucking all kinds of fucking problems, health issues, okay? And you feel sick every fucking day. You got no energy. You feel like you're dying, and then you can't even work anymore, okay? So it's all a part of that. It's a fucking nightmare, okay? And you will never know until you go through it. And you'll never get out, ever. I had to do fucking things that are impossible. Nobody's ever done it to get to where the fuck I am right now. And they don't even want me in here anymore. I guarantee it. Trust me. Because now I'm basically exposing their whole pyramid scheme and what they're fucking doing. So they keep homelessness the way it is, so that way they can keep generating this fucking, all the fundraising and all the government grants and funding and all this shit that they're sucking up all the resources, and none of it goes to the fucking guy that needs it. The only reason why they can generate this income is because there's homeless people, because there's people with mental health, because there's people with addictions that need help, and they fucking build these organizations and act like they're there to help. You know what I'm saying? And then they just suck up all the fucking money, and none of it, I don't see any help in the streets. There's nothing there, bro. And then they get volunteers, so they don't have to pay for fucking labor and pay employees. They got like 3 to 5 fucking employees. You know what I'm saying? And that's fuck all out of millions and over $100 million a fucking year, if not a month, that they're generating, and they're fucking sucking up, bro. It's insane. Okay, so anyways, all the shelters are fucking cracked out. You can't sleep. People are stealing your shoes, your clothes, every fucking thing you got. Bolt cutting your fucking lock on your locker to get your shit when you go out. The staff themselves are stealing shit. The staff themselves have fucking mental illness, and they're taking out their fucking anger on the homeless people, forcing you to want to have to go outside. So this is step 1. This is fucking phase 1 of homelessness. Now you're thinking, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I can't sleep. I'm sick from the food. I'm losing my fucking mind. I feel like I want to kill myself. I'm depressed. You know, this is fucking crazy. This can't be real. Like, where do I go? What do I do? You know, I can't even work yet because I can't sleep yet. Okay. So then you're like, okay, now I understand why people do the tenting outside. Now I understand. There's fucking bed bugs in all the shelters. There's fucking, everyone's on fucking drugs. Everyone's tweaking. No way you're sleeping. You ain't sleeping. And after being there for a week or two, you're fucking mentally ill. You've become mentally ill. Even if you weren't already, you're fucked. I'm telling you, it fucks you right up. It changes you. Puts you in a state of fight or flight, where you're just like automatically ready to fucking punch someone's face out all the time. You're angry all the time. You're upset. You're emotional all the time. Try fucking doing that for a little while. That'll fucking melt your brain. And then try going to work on no sleep and fucking a new mental illness that you just developed from being around everyone that's fucking mentally ill, and you were a sober guy. Okay, so now phase 2. Okay, what's the solution? There's no options to be in any of these shelters, and guess what? You don't get to eat at the shelters if you don't have a bed there. So fucking awesome. So let's talk about the MAP program. So maybe the MAP program would be better, because like maybe they can feed you and shit. Maybe it's not as bad. Okay, so they get space in a gym, on a gym floor, on a fucking concrete or fucking whatever type of floor a gym is that you play basketball on. It's fucking freezing, and they give you a mat that's literally fucking this thin. It's It's not even an inch thin. Maybe a half an inch or an inch thin. You're still sleeping on the ground, on concrete. You get one blanket. No pillow. You don't get a pillow. There's no pillows. So you're sleeping on the ground, on fucking cold concrete. You gotta get out in the morning at like fucking 6 in the morning. You have to be there at a certain time to get on the list, and there's a huge lineup, and most likely you always end up not getting in, so you're sleeping outside. Okay, so the MAP program's not an option. What do? You're in a state of survival at this point. You could literally die. You could die from pneumonia. You could die from exhaustion. Like, you can fucking literally die at this point. You're sick in every single way. And this has a serious effect on your physical and mental well-being. Trust me. You're not able to function at this point. So now you're like, okay, I got to get a tent. I need a fucking tent. You go to all these resources and ask them, is there anyone giving out tents? Is there anyone helping with tents? Or anything like that? I'll look around, I'll try to find out, blah, blah, blah. Nothing turns up. There's a lot of homeless people, a lot of people needing tents, and sleeping bags and shit. It's never there. It's never fucking there. Once in a while, some guys get lucky, But, so, I'm like, okay, I gotta do some crazy ass shit to get a couple $100 to fucking get me a fucking a tent. Like, I might have to go and punch someone out and fucking rob them. So now you're forced into crime. So here's where the crime rate comes from. You want to complain and say the homeless people are fucking everything up. Well, guess what? The system's literally forcing them into a state of survival where they have no way out, where they have to commit a crime just to get a tent to sleep so that they can go get a job to work. But now let's get to phase 2 with the tenting now. Okay, so now there's no more places to go after that. That's it. Rock Bay, Salvation Army, MAP program, our place. That's it. We're done. It's over. Okay, what do? We get a tent. Okay, how do we do it? Gotta fucking punch someone out and rob someone, or fucking steal something and sell it, or something, or beg somebody fucking for money, or fucking panhandle all fucking day or 2 days, sleep on a bench, and then get enough for a tent, and then get in the tent. By the time you get the tent, you sleep for 3 days. You're pale, you're skinny, you're sick, you're fucking beat, and you don't even do drugs. So, okay, I get the tent, right? Find a way to get the tent. Miracle. Well, I still have to get blankets. I still have to get fucking pillows, and all this shit. Carry all this shit around. At the same time, this whole time that I've been saying all this shit, where I'm going all over the city trying to find resources, I was carrying a fucking 50 to 60 pound fucking duffel bag with all my shit in it. Bro, you have no fucking clue. You have no idea, okay? Now I get the tent. Okay. Well, now I guess having a tent, maybe now I can go to the labor place and fucking work every day for a couple weeks and hopefully gather up enough to get a place. But it's not going to happen in 2 weeks, you know what I'm saying? Because there's still costs. Now you have to pay for your own food because all these places won't feed you. Very few places feed you. You got to be there at a specific time, and these times are the same hours that you would be working. So you have a choice. You either go somewhere to shower and eat, or you go to work and work 8 hours and get money, and you don't get to shower and eat for that day. Once you get your $100, you go and you fucking get food, you get some clothes, you take care of yourself, whatever. That's half of your fucking $100 is already gone right there. You're not saving no money, okay? Tomorrow, there's going to be more problems that you're going to need to spend more money. Every fucking day, there's going to be something that you need. In the first 2 weeks, the first month, to the first 6 months. So you're in there. You're fucking staying homeless. Okay? Okay. So we're in the tent. We still got to go get blankets and pillows and figure out how we're going to get that. So it's another fucking 3-4 days of pain and exhaustion. Now, I find somewhere to hide my tent. So hopefully nobody finds it and steals it. And I go back into the city to go to figure out, how the fuck I'm gonna find resources, right? Shower, food, all that shit. Let's say we find a place that we can shower as long as it's at, I don't know, like 12, 1 o'clock, whatever their hours are, right? Usually working hours. So then I'm like, okay, I do that for a while. I get blankets, I fucking go, I shower, I eat, I start getting my strength back after a little while. I'm sleeping better because I got a tent. And then I come back from going to have a shower and eat. I come back in my fucking tent and all my clothes are gone. I'm fucking screaming at the top of my lungs at this point, right? I'm freaking out. I'm ready to kill somebody. I'm ready to just fucking kill someone and go to jail and just fucking where I have somewhere to sleep, eat, and fucking shower. Okay, so then I go to all the shelters begging them, I need a bed. Well, you're gonna have to come back every single day for a week until you can get in. Sorry, we're full. Sorry, we're full. Okay, can you guys give me a blanket? No, sorry, we can't do that. That's what happened to me. I swear on my father's grave, God is my witness. Exactly what I'm saying is the exact truth that I went through. It's the worst thing I've ever experienced in my life. This is in Victoria, BC. Okay? It's like that all over BC. I left already and went all over BC. I went to Kamloops. I went up and down the island from Courtenay to Parksville. It was the same shit. It was a nightmare. I was like, should have never left the hood. I should have never stopped selling crack. I should have never stopped robbing people, because there is no place for fucking people like me anywhere. And it was worse out east, because you're sleeping in stairwells out there. There's no tenting. You know what I'm saying? You got to fucking buzz someone and say, hey, I forgot my keys. And you go to the top floor and you sleep on concrete in your fucking jacket and freeze. I did that too since I was 14 years old. So anyways, at least you can have a tent out here and be on a beach. You're on an island. It's pretty nice. But this is the reality. So now, okay, we need to somehow get money. We need to get a job. You know what I'm saying? Okay, but then I'm thinking, okay, what the fuck am I gonna do? Oh yeah, I forgot. My tent got stolen. So I go to all the shelters and I beg to get in. They're all full. Now, I remember I had to sleep on a cardboard box in a fucking underground parking lot when it was raining with no blanket because all the shelters were full and somebody stole my tent. Okay, after I just went through all that shit I just told you. At this point, I was crying. Tears, bawling my eyes out. I don't do drugs, I don't drink. Crying like a bitch. You know what I'm saying? It'll destroy you. So, anyways, whatever I did, fucking, not gonna say, maybe I broke the law, I don't know. But I got another tent, right? And I try to hide better, right? And then I'm thinking, okay, well, if I go to Labor Unlimited every single day, I miss my shower and I miss my food. By the time you're done working, you're so exhausted, you just want to lay in your tent. You don't have the energy to go get a gym pass and go fucking shower at a gym and literally degrade yourself. It's belittling, it's degrading, and it's, when you talk about dignity, it's terrible, and that has an effect on your mental health and your physical health. All this shit is deteriorating you, making you sick. If anything, giving you cancer at this point. That's how real it is. Try doing that for 10 years. You're dead. You know what I mean? So, let's say that we were to go to Labor Unlimited every single day. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to shower. We're not going to be able to eat. We're just going to be able to work 8 hours a day, and that's it. Now, once you do that for a day or two, then you have a little bit of money so you can eat. Okay, I can eat, but I can't shower. Right? By the time you're done work, the fucking gym's not even open anymore for you to go there to have a shower. Okay? And paying for fucking, $160 for a hotel plus a $200 deposit ain't gonna work either, right? Okay, I hope you know that. So you don't have no options. At this point you've accepted defeat. You are homeless and you're staying homeless. And your mind changes about the world, about renting, about trying to work, about being a part of the world. It changes. Your perspective changes, because how could it be this hard? Why would they make it this hard when they make hundreds of millions of dollars off of this shit and say they're doing all this shit when they're not? And none of it's and I'm out here dying, okay? So, yeah, I'm the one fucking exposing this shit. These guys are a bunch of fucking goofs. Goofs. This whole city. Fucking spit in your faces. But you know what? I didn't want to go to jail. And they would antagonize me. They would laugh in my face. The fucking staff at these places, they would make false claims and kick me out and ban me for life because I would stand up to them, because they would bully the homeless people and be fucking rude for no reason to us. And I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with you people, man? Don't work here if you don't want to work here. Like, if you don't like homeless people, Why are you working here? Because I didn't even say a word to you, and you're already being rude to me and giving me an attitude like you're my slave master. And they threaten you, and they use your bed against you. You better not give us an attitude. You're not getting your bed tonight. You can't do that. That's inhumane. It's against my fucking civil rights, human rights, bro. Like, you're a fucking goof. And I'll call them a goof. And then, you know what? Then I get kicked out. I'm sleeping on a bench. Okay, cool. Let's go, bitch. You know what I mean? At this point, I'm ready to fucking hurt people, you know? And that's what they want. They trap you, put you in jail, boom. Now you're a fucking animal in a cage. You wonder where the crime rate comes from. This is how it happens. I swear on everything. You know, it's a setup. All right. So you just try to survive at that point. You've given up, you know. There's no way you're doing that for long enough to stack up enough bread to get a place. And then even if you manage to, even if you do, try getting someone to rent to you. When you're fucking homeless, you got no references. You're not getting a place without any references. You can go ahead and try to lie. I don't have no friends. I don't have anybody out here. I don't want to talk to nobody. They're all fucking goofs, and they're all fucking moshed up on fucking drugs, and they're all fucking mentally ill. Why the fuck would I want to crack to any of these motherfuckers? I'm on my own. I ain't getting no references. Couldn't even fucking pay somebody to get a reference. So you're not getting a place. So you're like, all right. What are the positives? Because I can either kill myself, or I could start doing drugs, or I could accept my circumstances as they are and realize the world is fucked, it's broken, the system's broken, and know in my heart that I tried my best and that it's not me, it's the fucking system. So it gives you a whole new purpose in life. And then you don't want to work no more. You don't want to fucking rent anymore because you realize it's a fucking trap. It's a slave fucking system. And you're still going to be unhappy when you're working a 9 to 5, paying all your money to rent and having no fucking money left to survive, and you're literally withering away and dying. Which, at points, after going through this shit for years, I did manage to slip through a couple cracks and pull off a couple maneuvers after years of homelessness, extreme homelessness. Not even the same person anymore after I went through that. I got all kinds of health problems and fucking mental health issues. I hate everyone. I hate the whole system. I'm fucking spitting. Fuck, goof, bitch. Like, you wonder why you hear people, the fucking homeless people screaming, you fucking motherfucker, all that shit. You know what that's from? Going through that process. That's what that comes from. That's what that comes from, bro. Now you know. You thought it was just because they're drugs and they're pieces of shit? Nah, man. The system in this fucking city's a piece of shit, and it fucking does that to people. Turns normal dudes like me into the fucking guy that's going, fucking goof, bitch, fucking screaming, making all kinds of fucking mentally ill, fucking talking themselves in the corner. I remember seeing guys that were normal talking to me, and fucking 2 years later, they're going, talking to themselves in the corner. They got long hair, pulling shit out of the garbage. I'm like, holy fuck, bud. I'm like, whew. Okay, I gotta find a plug. You know, I gotta find a plug and start selling meth. I might as well just flip the script. These motherfuckers are all doing drugs. It's a drug culture out here. I might as well capitalize. But then my soul kicked in, my heart, my conscience, because I've already developed that. That's why I didn't fucking stay in the hood and live that type of a life. I tried to fucking get away from it and the influences so that way I could prosper and prevail and evolve as a man and find a way out and work my way to the top and fucking have a nice life. You ain't doing that from scratch. You ain't doing that with no family or parents. You ain't doing that without having a home first to sleep so you can get up and go to work. Okay? And again, you leave your tent, it's gone. You go to shower, it's gone. You go to work, it's gone. Can't work if you can't sleep. Can't work if you can't shower. Not gonna work. You make it a couple of days, maybe a week, and you'll fucking collapse. End up in the fucking mental psych ward in the hospital. They'll think you're a fucking drug addict and you're there for pain pills. They'll treat you like a piece of shit. And then they'll fucking prescribe you some drugs. You'll take them, you'll get addicted to it, and then you will be a junkie and you will be a drug addict. So this is the system as a whole, and this is what it does to you. It chews you up and fucking spits you out. So it's a malicious, intentful attack against poverty-struck people, mentally ill, addicted, and homeless. It's a system that fucking shreds and destroys them, spits them out, and they all fucking die and perish. And it sits there and profits $100 million a year off of it at the same time by putting a big smile on and saying, hey, we're helping the homeless and we need another $100,000 grant this year and we need your support. All my sponsors and all my private sponsors and everyone in the community come together. Oh, well, we raised $7 million this year. And we made this much progress. So we are making progress just a little bit. So we're going to need another $100 million next year. I have fucking financial statements. I have all kinds of shit. I end up eventually, my whole thing was like, yo, I'm going to make it out of this. And when I do, I'm going to get into these organizations. I'm going to get employed to them. I'm going to get my references. I'm going to get a place. And I'm going to flip the script on you fucking goofs. And I'm going to find out how you guys make your money, how you budget it, how you break it down, costs versus how much you generate versus ROI, return of investment, because it costs money to run all this shit. But you don't realize that so does every other fucking business. Businesses cost money to run. And if you weren't able to make a lot of money from running a business, why the fuck would you do it? You don't do it. There's always a return of investment, okay? Or else the business cannot exist or thrive. It won't work. It doesn't work. The money will just run out and then fucking it'll just crash and burn and the shit won't work and there will be no shelter. There will be nothing. But they know that if they build the shelters and do all this community work and make themselves look like fucking heroes in the community, they can generate wealth around it, keep the fucking lights on, keep the fucking shit going, not have to pay for food, just have it donated, not have to pay for labor, just fucking have people volunteer and, just get a couple employees from their family in there, that don't have any lived experience, right? And, so I said, okay, so I fucking, I fought for my life and I fought for everybody else's life in the streets that are suffering fucking and dying out there because I saw what was happening and I'm not no pussy. I'll fuck you guys up. You know what I mean? You don't believe me? Nobody did until it happened. Trust me. Believe me. I've had to go to multiple provinces for fucking taking people's faces off, bud. You know what I mean? I would love to fucking say what I've had to do to people that said I wouldn't do shit. You know what I mean? I wish I could flex that. I really do. But you know what? Then that's a fucking crime case. That's evidence. I'm incriminating myself. You know what I'm saying? Me just talking like this is too much. But let's just say people got critically fucking hurt, put in ICU in all kinds of fucking cities. Hamilton, Peterborough, Waterloo, Kitchener. I was selling crack out there. I was with the fucking Dreads and the Jamaicans and shit. Brybeck chopping. Look it up, Kitchener. Look up that block. I ran those 2 buildings. I had 3 fucking traps in there. It doesn't matter anymore. It's 15 years ago. Call cops. They still don't know what the fuck happened. Anyways, I was selling crack to everybody in both those buildings. You know what I mean? But, so for all the people, whatever, this guy thinks he's a gangster. He's not a gangster. And Hamilton's not gangster and all this shit, blah, blah, blah. You ain't never been there. If you did, you get fucking stomped out. You know what I mean? You get fucking knocked the fuck out and dragged on the fucking street. You know what I mean? You get fucking beat up. If not, maybe shot in your fucking face, But, yeah, it's a war zone. Why the fuck am I going to go be in a war zone? People say, oh, you ran from your city. People are running from fucking third world countries and fucking countries of war. Why wouldn't you? It's a fucking war zone out there. Everyone's getting fucking blasted. There's fucking people killing. What, do you fucking stand there in the middle? Oh, yeah. Everyone's getting shot. Like, okay, yeah, this is cool. Yeah, I did that for fucking 20 years. You know what I'm saying? I got problems because of it, and it turned me into a fucking demon. So anyways, bottom line is, that's just the beginning of the story. I'm just talking about out here in Victoria, what they do to people. But anyway, so I get into these organizations, I get employed, now I can get references, I got names on paper, so now I can get a fucking place. Yeah, I do the little smile and I put on a little act and I fucking tell everybody how it is. And I was too authentic and too real, stepping on too many toes, exposing what the fuck they were doing, how they make their money, picking them the fuck apart. And they felt like I was a threat to their establishment, to their organization, to their reputation, and to their credibility. So then they try to slander me, frame me. Typical shit, right? That's what the system does if it can't. If you get in its way, it'll find a way to get rid of you, right? So this is really what happened from start all the way up. So here I am. You know what I'm saying? Here I am. For now. Until they fucking get rid of me, right? They'll fucking figure out some fake shit, fucking, to get false reports, whatever they do, right? False criminal accusations. Whatever they can do, they'll do it. But I'm already ready to take the next leap. And every time you take a shot, it's gonna fucking miss. Because I've been doing this shit for 15 fucking years. And I know what I'm doing. And also, I'm not by myself either. I have a lot of connections that you guys don't fucking know that I have. You know what I'm saying? And also, I also have the Most High on my side. I have God on my side. Okay? So, you're beat. The devil is already defeated. In Jesus' mighty name. So, yeah. So, now after all this, right? And then getting kind of like, all these organizations. I was even in meetings with the UN and shit like that. They stole my fucking ideas. They used me to hear what I had, and then they didn't put me in position to run these programs or fund me or get me grant money or anything, even though they said they were going to, but they didn't. And they just switched on me right at the last second. Typical shit. This is what they do. They use people with lived experience like a little fucking trophy, and they fucking generate more income off that and look like heroes, suck all up the resources, and then they kick your ass to the curb. You go back to homelessness, back into a tent. All these organizations knew about me. They let me fall off the face of the planet. They knew they could have saved my life. They knew they could have fucking gave me a job. They knew that they could have fucking changed my life and everybody else's life in the streets. But they were putting on a fucking show, and I wanted to see if it was true. And it was. So anyways, I got in. I got certifications. Got a peer support certification. I got a fucking community safety and well-being certification. Which is recognized by Victoria Foundation. Like, I have fucking worked new employment experience and certifications and all this shit, and I got a place, and it still can't get me in anywhere because, first of all, I don't even want to be here anymore. But I also don't want to be back in that fucking machine where they're chewing me up and spitting me out, which will never happen because I'll just go somewhere else. But they wanted that to happen a long time ago. They were trying to get me the fuck out. They were trying to squeeze me out. Anyone from Ontario, they try to squeeze you out, treat you like shit, make it so you can't survive, and then you just fuck off and you go back to where you came from. But I saw what they were trying to do. And I was like, guess what, bitch? I'm Corey Resilient. I ain't going nowhere. I'll fucking stay out here and go through your fucking, your machine, and I'll beat it. And I'll fucking smash your face in when I get there, you fucking goofs. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, right? So, finally, I got up the ladder. So they thought I was like fucking on their side for a sec, right? But they were cautious. They were fucking feeling me out, trying to make sure that, I'm not going to flip on them. And then they start giving me a little bit here. Anyways, so I know what they do. I already made a video exposing everything they do when it comes to grant writing, how much money they get versus the cost, how they determine these numbers and how much they're going to pocket and how much actually goes to the fucking actual homeless guy. Nothing. It all goes to the agency, the organization, the fucking CEOs, the top guys, and they come up with all these little creative ways to try to apply for more money. And now we have this idea for a fucking homelessness simulation program, and we need $65,000, which was the UN. And guess what? They got approved for that. They got that $63,000 grant. Told me about it, and then said that they couldn't get me any funding, and they said they couldn't help me get any funding. They said, maybe you should try the Red Cross. Are you fucking stupid? The Red Cross, the United Nations? Bro. Anyways, I'm not even going to get into that. They played me, and they thought they were fucking slick. They got something coming to them, too. Anyways, I have everybody's first and last names, fucking phone numbers, emails. I got inside of the employee fucking board member email list, okay? I got into all this shit. I have financial statements. I have fucking talked to employees that used to be employed to these organizations that are no longer, that are giving me inside intel and telling me that I was right about everything. So they've been compromised completely. And they think they're fucking smart and they're tough. But and I'm not saying there's not some good organizations out here. There are, and there's some really good people, and they're doing real good work, and they don't realize that they're against a fucking machine. They don't realize they are in the belly of the beast. They don't realize this is the head of the snake. They don't realize that all the players around them are fucking masterminded manipulators here to capitalize and profit. Unfortunately, some of them slowly over time started to figure that out, and it crushed their spirit and their soul, realized they couldn't do anything to change anything, and they resign and they go somewhere else. Yeah. Okay. So anyways, I got a lot more shit coming. These guys have no fucking clue what I'm capable of. They got another thing coming. It's going to fuck their shit up, because when I start getting thousands of dollars and investing it into advertising and only targeting the city of Victoria, to, you know, whatever, hundreds, I don't even know what the fucking population is. It's probably like 100,000, 200,000 people. It's not even that, but anyway, so it wouldn't cost that much money to advertise to the entire fucking population of Victoria. And I think all of their sponsors and donors and the community that donates and fucking invests money towards these organizations and shit are going to see this video, and a lot of other videos, because I'm going to advertise it and dump thousands of dollars behind it, and it's going to affect their campaigns. It's going to cut their fucking support financially in half. As for the government's already corrupt. They actually are, and they're already involved in all this shit. Intentionally, they know what they're doing. So they're laundering money for fucking gangsters through this process. Let's just put it that way. Right. Bro, you think this is a conspiracy? I found this shit all by accident. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't trying to figure out some fucking mystery or some shit. You know what I mean? This shit just accidentally happened through the experience. And I was like, holy fuck, it just kept going and going and going. And I'm smarter than most motherfuckers. Like, you know? And it's not even me, man. It's God. Because no human being can do this and get away with it and fucking figure this much shit out and get that involved and make it from that circumstance that I was in and make it this far into this place. Doesn't happen. This is God protecting his children and protecting his truth. That's what it is, man. You might not believe in God. Well, guess what? I don't have a choice, because I watch God move in my life in ways that are just undeniable. There's no fucking way. You might say, well, you're talking about God and swearing in the same sentence, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? Jesus sat with sinners and tax collectors. He goes for the broken. He goes for the gangster, the criminal, because he knows that guy is the one that needs him the most. The sinner, okay? And he wants to change them and take them out of the darkness and show them that they don't have to be like that no more. And you know what? God is paving a way for me. Don't worry. I won't always be like this. But until I'm completely founded and secured financially and have a piece of land and a home, and I don't have to be worried about them getting rid of me somehow, you know, somebody doing something to me, then I can pipe down and I can start trying harder at resisting sin and temptation and not being in my old ways. But that's it for another video. But anyways, God sent somebody to deal with this, and that's me. And I'm not done. And I believe that God is going to bless me financially in a major way that's going to allow me to change things in real ways, and also advertise on a mass level scale to the masses of British Columbia and of Canada of what is actually going on. It is mass genocide of the homelessness, mentally ill, and addicted. Share this video. Corey Resilient.